check that was written to us was a check that I guarantee he'll cash. And he'll do that for us. So that's a great truth tonight. All right, we're going to turn it over to the Mortaleros right here.
You want me to? I got to talk loud. How's that? All right. So we're up here to kind of talk about our last Bible study we did. We wanted to recognize all the people that participated in it and just kind of explain to everybody else what the Bible study was about. So the title of the Bible study was called "The Art of Parenting: Aiming Your Child's Heart Towards God." At the beginning of it was like what do they call it, a clip? They had this guy making arrows. So every episode had like him making a different color arrow, and the whole point was taking your bow and putting your child as the arrow in the bow and letting them go. The verse that it was, I guess, the base of the Bible study was Psalm 127, 3-5. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is in his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver of them full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. So the whole thing was it was really good, but just having the idea that you're shooting your children towards God as like an arrow would go towards the bullseye. The first week we studied was called The Goal of Parenting. And some of the points were having a firm foundation and set a plan, focusing on the heart of the child. And as parents, we are the primary example that our children will follow. God needs to be at our core as parents, and our marriages need to be the priority relationship in the home. So it's saying that mine and Stephanie's relationship needs to be a priority. Like, obviously the children are going to see us as parents, but they're going to see us working together too. So. And now Levi's here to help. The second week was forming character, recognizing the difference between sin and childishness, which that's a hard thing to do with a 2-year-old. Is he sinning or is he just 2? When we first had Kylie, I'd always say, she's only 3, she's only 2. And now she's doing it. She would always get mad at me when I said that, but now she does it. Giving our children boundaries, teaching our children to be others-centered instead of self-centered. That one to me is very important because I'm not going to preach. All right, the third week, applying discipline. This was a big one. When we looked into it, you want to say something? When we looked into this before we did it, we were kind of nervous because there's so many different parenting ways to parent and how you discipline. Not everybody disciplines the same way, so we were kind of nervous about going into this one, but it actually turned out to be one of the better studies that we had. The subpoints were behavior modification versus heart transformation, the difference between, different approaches to discipline, and rewarding good behavior and attitudes. The fourth week was building relationships, pursuing a relationship with each child, making sure they know that they are loved, and then training them to love God and others, and then developing an environment of kindness so your kids are prepared for quality friendships. Sorry, we didn't know if we should hand our kid to a grandparent at this time or not. Week number 5 was understanding identity. This was a big one because right now this world's trying to confuse our kids as to what our identities are. So they went into this. Actually, this was 2 weeks they did. The first week was week 5, is understanding your identity. Each child has a God-given identity. Each child is unique with different personalities and interests. And then week number 6 was nurturing identity. This one to me, was a good one. It was to guide your children through any possible confusion surrounding gender and that God created us male or female, not she, shims, or whatever you want to call them now. But it was good because obviously the people in our group, they have told their kids that they are a boy or a girl. They have not asked them what they are or gave them the opportunity. But it gave us an idea of how to talk to other people who have tried to confuse their kids. And then not outsourcing our child's spiritual development. So, yes, we have a church, but it's our parental responsibility to lead our kids in spiritual things. It's not just the church's. The church is there to help, but us as parents are the ones that are supposed to be reinforcing and giving them their spiritual strength, I guess, I don't know, through the Bible. And then week number 7 was preparing for mission. Just as arrows are designed to be taken from the quiver, set in the bow and released, so our children meant to be prepared with wisdom and released into life. Releasing our children gradually and intentionally. Be involved with your child in choosing their friends, their mentors, and in entertainment. I guess I can hold this in my mouth. And then week number 8 was the power of family. Praying regularly for each child, and then our parenting will reach beyond our one generation. Sounds like a lot. It was 8 weeks, and actually these lessons were, the last couple ones we did were only about 30 to 45 minutes. This one was like a 90-minute lesson each time. So we actually got to spend a lot of time with each other as parents. It was fun. We had really good discussions. At the end of each lesson was a discussion time. They gave us like 7, 8 questions. And each time we asked a question, at least 1 or 2 people would speak up and give their what they thought was right or what has happened in their life. And it was really good. We had really good conversations throughout the whole 8 weeks. That was a lot to say. All right, so now we're going to, I guess, thank the people that participated and then have you come up because we have, okay, never mind. Thank you for participating. We have a 5-day family devotional with age-appropriate workbooks for our kiddos. Sorry. We also want to encourage the same quality time as a family, so we have age-appropriate games for you to take home and enjoy. So me and Stephanie went out and looked at these games and we're like, the Anglins have a variety of age ranges, so let's find one that will work for all of them. And then we looked at the Polieras and we're like, oh, their kids are really young. What kind of game can we give them? So hopefully these games that we give you will be fun for each kid and help you guys get a little more family time together. And the devotional book is not actually a book, it's a packet. We just kind of printed it for you. But it's for the entire family to do together. So I'm going to call you up here as a family. I want the whole family up here. And stay up here so everybody can see your smiling faces. Especially you, the Velans. I want to see your smiling faces. All right, the first family we're going to call because your last name starts with an A is the Anglins. They, Ben and Casey, I think I only missed, how many did y'all miss? 1? You missed 2? 1 was not because they didn't want to miss it. They had medical issues that had, Bailey got hurt and they had to run off to the hospital. But they participated almost every time they could get there, they was there. Next family is Jessica Brown came to 1 or 2. She's a single mom. She's not here today, but she came, and we wanted to recognize her even though she's not here. The Brucci's only missed 1, but I think because of a wedding. They didn't have a choice. They also, an expensive wedding. They also were a host. We want to thank them for being a host house. They opened up their house and home to our giant group of people. The Frizzes, Jessica and Brandon. But the baby's in the nursery. That's okay. She's entertainment during Sunday morning church. Their baby's the talker in church. I don't know if y'all noticed that. That game? So because obviously Ray is an infant, we got them an infant Uno. Never seen it before. Didn't have this when my kids were little, but it's pretty cool looking. I don't know how to play it, but infant Uno. The Johnsons, or senior citizens, okay. The Johnsons, they were a host family. They were also, Donnie and Treva also had a perfect attendance, which is great. As you can see, there's 3 boys coming up instead of a female. Treva's at work today, but we want to recognize them. It's really cool when you have people that come to every Bible study. 8 weeks is a lot to ask for someone to come to every open door, and they were there. Donnie and Tree were there for everyone. The Lymans, they were also a host. They hosted us twice to their house. That was very gracious of them and really good food. If y'all didn't know it, Elena, she makes some good cake. I told her next time we had everybody go, she had to make it, but she must have forgot. We were at the last one. We were at the barber's house, and oh my goodness, that cake she made was so good. As you can see, for the little kids, we're giving them bubbles. Hopefully, they don't open them during church or drop them. I'm gonna skip discipline. I'm gonna skip this next group because it's me and my wife. The Polieros. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me say the Mortaleros. I forgot my other daughter's not up here. Come up here. All right, now the Polieros. They hosted, kinda. They came to our house. They cooked. But hey, they did all the work. All I do is sit there and watch. But we want to thank them for hosting. The Phillips family had perfect attendance. We're running out of space on this stage. I'll come over here. Next to Kellen. Walmart? And then the last family is the Velans. Lisa and Chris had perfect attendance as well. And like I said, can I see your game? I'll get right back. So this game we found is the one we gave to most of the families. It's called Charades for Kids. So it's just got a picture, and they have to act out the picture. I think it would work really well for little ones that don't know how to read. Is that it? Anything else?
Brother Steve wanted to come and recognize the people who helped us.
Oh. While these are here, let me just say, to have something like this, it takes a lot of work, and a church has to be behind it. So I've got some people that I'd like to recognize while they're here, and those are the ones for 8 weeks babysitted. And it's all the people who have no hair left in the auditorium. No, I'm just teasing. Let's see here. First of all, Miss Debbie Mortallero, why don't you come on up here? We got something for you. Yes, we got something for you, Miss Debbie. Come on up here. Miss Sherry Moyer, come on up here. There you go, and just stand. Hank, why don't you come with your wife? Alan, you can come with your wife, because we know you were probably assistant. Come on up here, Miss Deb. There you go. But we know y'all didn't change any diapers or do any cooking, so we're trying to really honor the ones that did the cooking and the helping and everything else. So come on up here. We're going to get a picture of everybody up here. So y'all come on up here on the platform for me. Okay, and then Dr. and Mrs. Lewis, y'all come on up here. Here you go. Come on up here. Is your mom?
Can I say something about them?
Uh-huh. Oh, we can always talk about Dr. Lewis.
They played a very funny prank on us. So we had 4 families that helped Matt and I watch our kids. It was the Lewises, Matt's parents, my parents, and my sister Emily. And this last one, right before Easter, we went and dropped them off, and Mike and Vivian's kids were there too. And Mike said to us, they got chicks for our kids, like real ones. And she had sent me pictures of the kids holding chicks, and I thought, no, she can't send us home with chicks. I don't have any way to take care of chicks. My pit bull's going to eat chicks. And so the end of the night came, and we went back to pick him up, and here he had this box from Tractor Supply. And he says, here are your chicks. And I went, oh, my word, he's serious. But you know what it was? It was Peeps. It was candy. So, but you got me good.
We all like that time of year when Peeps come out, don't we? All right, let's see here. Then we had... let's see, Brother Mike, your mom's not here, correct? Okay. Emily Moyer, is Emily here? Okay, we'll see her when she comes back. And are we on live right now? Are we? So Gail and Steve are watching right now, and we have one for Gail and Steve right here. Why don't you take that for them? And then Angie Lorigan, is she working tonight? She's busy, huh? Jeremy, you going to come collect this for her? Hey, let's get this the right way. That's Angie's husband. If you're in Sunday school today, you remember what he said. Angie's. Yeah, he said Angie's wife this morning in Sunday school, but he meant Angie's husband. There you go. And we'll just stay up here. We're going to get pictures so we can prove you were here. And Heather Sirgoin, is Heather here? I didn't see Heather here today, okay. All right, Angela Sirgoin. I thought I saw Angela just a while ago. Didn't I see Angela? Okay. And Miss Sherry Barber. All right. These are the adults that helped. Then we had Kirsten. Is Kirsten up here? She should be up here in this group. Here, Miss Sherry. All right. Kirsten. Kirsten, you have changed since the last time I saw you. There you go. And then Preston. Preston. And Noel. I saw Noel up here somewhere. Noel. Here you go, Noel. Kent. And then Gabby Brucci. I saw Gabby Brucci somewhere. There she goes. All right. All right, Gabs, I ran out of those other cards, so that's for you, okay? Now, if I missed anybody, I got a picture left of Brother Steve. It'll take care of any roaches you got anywhere in your house. It's great, and it really works. So, it's a good-looking group right here, and I'd like to get a picture somehow of them. Do we have, Brother Bill, you got your phone? You can get a picture? Somebody got a camera out there, you can get a picture? Anybody got a camera where you can get a picture? Somebody there. Just see if we can get a picture of us real. There, he's getting it, Brother Allen. Eric's got it. There you go. Let me get behind here somewhere so I'm not covering everybody up.
Cover me up.
No, get out of here. You got us? All right, thank you very much. All right, there you go. And that was Woven Marriage. And I'm going to tell you, it takes an army, but I'm going to tell you something. I hope you're looking at a future church people, because some of us, we got someplace to go, and we're not going to miss that date when it's time to go. So, anyhow. All right, now we're turning it over to Brother Steve. Now, let me say this. You say, these award nights, they only come twice a year, and it's good. Everybody needs to be rewarded. So, and I do appreciate the work that the MightyMarks are doing. And there is somebody else I'd like to thank. Well, Casey helps out this time with the food. Casey and Miss Cindy helped out with the food. Casey, there you are. Thank you very much for the food. You tell Miss Cindy we said thank you too when you go back there. Tonight, everybody, we are having a pancake on a stick. Amen. You like pancakes on a stick? That's what we're going to have in just a few minutes, and it'll be we got some syrup and some milk and all that kind of stuff back there. There you go.
All right, thank you. Before we get too far, though, we kind of felt like Matt wasn't sufficiently embarrassed enough, and nobody did give him anything. So we all got together and we signed a card and got you guys something. So we do really appreciate all the coordination and the stuff that went into it. Thank you. They put a lot of effort into coordinating all that, so we really appreciate it. So at this point in time, we really want to show off all the stuff that we did in MightyMarks and some of the things that we learned. So we asked the kids to come up, and if you guys could kind of line up in the choir seats there. The kids sang, the song went out of my head, Oh Be Careful Little Eyes, What You See. And we picked several other different songs, but these were two of their favorite songs. So these are the ones that they like the best, so they're going to sing these couple of songs for you first. But y'all got to stand. You got to scoot in towards the center so you can all hear each other. Elias and Webby, can you guys kind of scoot in here and lead the way? Wesley, can you scoot in here with them? Will that work? There's a gap right by Liam. There we go. Yep, will that fit right? There you go. Does that work? Is this in the way? Did I get it turned back on? Cool. All right, I'm going to switch gears real quick because we actually have the kids up here, so it makes a little more sense. We're going to do our certificates real quick, and I just want to give the kids something just to say thanks for showing up. And I feel like this is a really important topic that we covered, so that way they can remember that we went through this, and hopefully it's something that they'll remember for a long time. So if we could, I know we just did this, but if you guys would mind coming up real fast, and we'll try to take a quick picture too. So Adams, Lily, and Wesley, can you guys meet your dad down here? Meet your parents. And then Sirgoins and Eglins, Gavin, Ben, and Bailey. Can you take that, and maybe if we kind of start down that side, the Basses, Tyler and Maddie. And are the Bensons here? Bavacqua. Tyler's trying to get hurt on the last night. I didn't miss him, dude. Webster. The Bruchis. Here we go. And the Graves there we go. We got you. And then the Johnsons, Kellen. If you want to just go down there by Webby. Kellen. Is Cheyenne here? And then Elias, Lyman's. Kylie and Bella. And Eli. There you go. The Phillips. Who's that? I didn't see Micah and Gracie, right? And then, I know we had the, all right, Liam. I know we had the Lugos in here, and I messed up. I'm sorry. So can I give you a virtual one? And we will print you one later. I don't know how I messed that. It's probably sitting somewhere, hidden somewhere. Sorry. So Lugos. Yes, I messed up. I will get you a correct one because once I find it or I missed it. And then also, one of the other things that I should have been handing out at the same time, and they're keeping me straight. The kids said verses using a tablet this year, or this semester. And as they would say a verse, I think most of the time they would also say it from memory once they got it done on the tablet, and they would get a sticker. And some of the stickers went different places, but most of the stickers went onto their water bottles. So then this is something that they can use to drink from later, and hopefully as they drink their water or whatever, they'll remember the different verses that we said, and hopefully it'll come back to them. So they all did a good job. All right, can you all smile for the camera real quick? And then if y'all give them a round of applause, thank you guys very much. And while they're heading down too, I would like to say thank you to all the leaders and parents. Obviously, they're the only ones that kept this going. We just kind of threw a bunch of ideas at the wall, and everybody made stuff happen. So I really appreciate all the help that we had. Dave and Michelle are still recovering from Hawaii. So Dave did our games and stuff. And then Heather did all of our object lessons and lessons and stuff. And I really appreciate that. I would throw stuff into a document, and then she would run with half of it, and most of the good stuff she came up with on her own. So that was really helpful. Lisa subbed for, she would come in when Josh and Katie were out at work. So thank you. And then Katie and Josh did the flares. Thank you guys very much. And Eric and Jade did the beacons, the older kids. So I really appreciate you guys helping me out with all that stuff and making this actually work. So thank you very much. Can we do the slideshow pictures, and then we'll do the verse race in just a second. hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea what we did kind of during the Sunday nights. So right now I'd like to do a quick little race and see who can operate the electronics faster, the adults or the kids. So I gave you 3 verses this morning. I probably didn't do that soon enough, but is there any chance I got any volunteers who wants to challenge the kids on a Luke 11:34? I got a kid. Any adults want to go for it? Any adults know it? All right. You know 11:34? Oh, that's right. That's the one. Yeah. All right. Brother Matt, do you want to? Kylie, do you know? Oh. All right. Who's another one? You want to try it? What? Okay. All right. Brother Matt, can I leave you in this chair? And then, all right, come on, Harley. You want to go for it? Do you remember? All right, so Luke 11:34, while they're coming up, if you want to take that chair right there, no, you just have to, you hit the test button. So at the bottom, when I say go, you hit the test button, and then you just got to swipe the words up to the top, all right? So, all right, get ready. So as soon as I say ready, hit the test at the bottom. Get ready, get set, go. All right, there you go. If you know it, and it will help you if you oh, nice, good job. So it's got a timer, and we got the scoreboard up here. All right, and I can guarantee you that every problem is going to be an operator error, not a programmer error. That's for sure. All right, so we got a timer on her. Hers says 32 seconds. We're getting there. Oh, it's about time. I gave them both the longest verse, I think. I didn't think about that. So in the classroom, I don't know if you guys saw any of the pictures. It was, when we first started this, it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. Normally, every club, there's so much noise and chaos, and we're just trying to hold our heads together. And we passed out all these tablets, and for the very first time, I could not believe it. It was totally silent on the first week. I thought, holy cow, we should have been doing this from day one. All right, we're getting there. Oh, you can double click if that's easier. No, it should take either one. It could be. It also could be because we're working with Apple. This was a very much learning experience. For what it's worth, I did mess with both of the Play stores. Apple is much more challenging to work with and more expensive. And then Google Play has given me the hardest time about different, they're very protective about the kids, which surprised me just a little bit because, awesome. All right, 116 seconds is what Brother Matt got. You're getting there. So let me finish my story real quick. So I thought it was really interesting. Google is they are trying very hard to protect the kids and teach the kids about internet safety and make sure that their data is kept safe. And it's a hard challenge because it kind of surprised me when Brother Mike was talking about some of the ads that the kids are seeing. And it's kind of a weird thing. So they're trying, but at the same time, we've got to be very vigilant with what we allow the kids. We've got to be very engaged in the games that the kids play because Google's their priorities are not the same as ours. All right. You want to call it time? You did awesome. You got at least halfway through. Very good, Harley. What? Yeah, that's true. She was not here for that verse. So good job, Harley. All right, so we'll call it 189 seconds maybe. Do you want to do I don't know if it'll let you update the score there. All right, so if it helps, the verse was Luke 11:34. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, thy whole body is also full of light. But when thine eye is evil, the body also is full of darkness. So we talked about guarding our eyes. So the next verse was 1 Corinthians 4:2. Any volunteers for 1 Corinthians 4:2? This was the easy one. All right. Tyler, why don't you do it? And then, who? Why not? All right. Why not? Awesome. 1 Corinthians 4:2. Brother Ben, would you mind doing are you up for? Oh, you got the next one? How did I mess that up then? Okay. Brother Mike, you got the next one too, didn't you? I messed that up. Okay. I'll tell you what. What? 1 Corinthians 4:2. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. All right, so I'll tell you what. I will try it. And I am... Yeah, but... we shall see. I don't know. I don't know if I remember it very well. I didn't prepare that part. I prepared everything else. All right. The last one, the very bottom, where it says test. Okay? So on 3, you want to hit test together? 1, 2, 3, go. All right, here we go. You know, it worked great until I was sitting up here. That's what I messed up. Faithful, 1 Corinthians 4:2. 40 seconds. What'd you get, 19 seconds? 19. Awesome, good job. Only one mistake. All right. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do... Okay, Miss Vivian and Brother Ben and Ben, can we do a 4-way? Did all 4 of them work? Those are my backups. All right, thanks. Did Eli get it? No? Does he want to tell Clay which words to use? All right, come on, Ben and Ben. So we're going for a 4-way. All right, so you'll push on test at the very bottom when it's time. Clay, come on up here. Are you going to help Eli? Eli, are you coming? What? Okay. All right. Do you want a chair down there, or you want to sit up in the middle? All right. We got a 4-way competition here. Did I push the wrong one? Did I leave it on Matthew 5:16? There. All right. It all says Matthew 5:16. All right. So on 3, hit the test, and we'll see how quickly we can do. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Tell them the words. Does it? Do you want me to see if I can go back and get the right one? So I don't know if I explained, I guess I take for granted everybody knows about the thing we were doing. But basically, it has all the words down in a word bank at the bottom, and they drag the words up to the top. Oh, nice. Good job. 3 stars. That means you got no mistakes. So they drag the words up to the top, and when they drop it on the top, it does the words across there. And I thought it was kind of simple, but it actually seems to help them learn it. You can if you'd like, so that way they can see who the winner was. Oh, that's where the words go? You can double tap on them, or you can drop them right there. Is it not? Yeah. So I don't know. Oh, awesome. Oh, okay, awesome. 39 seconds. So I forgot. So now I'm going to make Brother Eric do some math here. It is. You did the guided?
No, we did the test one, and then he accidentally swiped out of it, so I just...
Oh, okay, I see. All right, good job. So real quick, Eli, is there a chance can you say it for us? You want to try? So that means you get to use, awesome, good job. 137 seconds. And I have a feeling that was my fault because my program wasn't quite responsive enough. Oh, sorry. All right, can you say it? Let your light.
Let your light.
Wait, hold on. Where's the... Ew, I can't even operate that thing. Let your light.
Let your light.
So shine.
So shine.
Can you hear Clay?
For men, that they may see you. Your good works. Which glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16.
Awesome. Good job. All right, perfect. All right. So that's the verse stuff that we did. And the other big thing, too, besides the games were always fun, but Miss Heather did a lot of fun object lessons to try to drive home each point. So I asked her to pick one favorite one to do for us real quick.
A lot of fun, I think. Although I tried to ask the kids what was their favorite object lesson, and I couldn't get any responses. So I'll have to do mine. There we go. For that, I'm going to need some help. Who's got the largest bill? I need a large bill. I have a $1 bill in my purse. But anybody have anything better than that? Anybody? Nobody's willing to risk it? What is that? What is that? Wait. I got a 20. Hey, your mom, tell her to keep her 20. I don't want to burn her 20. Who is this, Brother Jeremy's 100? All right, I don't mind burning that one. Yes, that's nice and crisp. That will work well. All right, so one of the things that we wanted to do, it was really interesting this year, and I had this lesson ready too. One of our lessons that we did, I had some brown paper bags, and I gave a message to the students. I said, I have 3 volunteers, and one student, I gave them the message by whispering in their ear. The next student, I gave them a message by texting it to their leader and showing it. And then the other one, I wrote it on a note. Same message. They had to pick the right bag by following the directions in that message. And it was really interesting to teach them that even though our technology has changed over the years, the message is still the same. So these kids are dealing with iPads and tablets and phones and all this, but the message still stays the same. And one of the other ones that we did, there's a lot of nice flammable stuff around here. Let's see if this works. One of the things that we talked about was how the principles are still the same. Whether you're on a tablet, whether you're on an iPad or a phone, we still need to have empathy. We still need to be good stewards of what God has given us. We need to protect our passwords. There were some of these lessons I was thinking, we should get together with the young at heart and teach them some of these lessons, because there's a lot of things that we need to learn with technology. And so one of the things that we talked about was, having kindness with our tone and how we're writing messages, or lots of different things. Lots of different Bible principles still apply, okay? So let's take this $100 bill. Let's see what will happen. Oh, no, it's a fake one. It's starting to melt. Just kidding. All right.
Well, let's see if this will work. Do any of the kids remember when this worked? Yeah. Y'all remember? Yes, good job. I'm so glad that y'all remember. I don't want to have all this stuff on my fingers. I'm not going to tell you who I got this from. All right, let's see if this will work. Who thinks it's going to catch on fire? Yeah, I think it's catching on fire. What do you think about this? Just like how we talked about some of the principles that we need to apply in our life will stand the test of time, okay? Just like the idea of even though I'm on a tablet, I still need to show kindness. Even though I'm on an iPad, I still shouldn't be bullying other kids, even with comments. Or maybe we talked about not falling for stuff. People are going to say, hey, do you want a new puppy? Yeah, click here. We talked about all of those things and how to be protected while we're on the internet. And this dollar bill showed us even those principles are timeless. And we had a really good time. I'm hoping that the kids will remember all the things that we've done. But it was really, really fun being able to teach them this year. Brother Stephen, I'll give it back over to you.
Awesome. Thanks. All right, so I would also like to take a playbook from Sunday school, and I found one tool that's worked fairly well, and at least a couple of the kids like it. So I picked two kids that seem to like it the most. Bella, would you mind helping me out? Can you hold this? You remember how we do this? And Gavin? These are our two. It's heavy. It is. So you're going to have to talk into the, hold it real close to your mouth. Uh-oh. Can you guys read it like we do in Sunday school? Can you, if I slide this to the side, can you go through we're just going to do a little skit here and see how this works. So go ahead. Can you read it? Is it too small? And I forgot who is who. Do y'all remember? Can you go back one slide?
I think she's...
Okay, so yeah. Bella is Zadok and Gavin's Joshua. All right, go for it.
Good morning. Are we up for another day of marching? Yes, but probably just one more day. Great. Should we start sharpening our weapons? Yes, that would really help. Okay, I'll go tell my people to prepare for the battle. I'm glad you joined us, Mr. Zadok. Why don't you stop and enjoy the view and of coffee before you go?
All right, so did you notice who are Zadok's people? I forgot to tell you, wasn't it? Joshua chapter 8, that's your homework. You got to go back and read Joshua chapter 8. So be watching, see if you find any clues for who Zadok's people are. Zadok is a made-up name, but his people are not made up. And Joshua is a real person in the Bible. All right, so next slide. Let's keep going, see if you can figure it out.
Thanks. You have no idea how glad I am that we joined you two, and this
coffee is great.
I don't
Sometimes you have
drink
trouble reading the words.
coffee.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you see?
Do you see that city over there? Yes, I see that city. It's called Chafira.
Good job.
Okay. And that city over there is called Gibeon. They look like nice towns. They might be nice, but they are Canaanite towns, and God has commanded us to attack them. Oh, well, are you sure he wants you to attack those specific ones? Yes, definitely. God said to get rid of all the Canaanite towns because they refuse to worship God. So, here's the thing. What's wrong? I happen to know some people that live there. I thought you were from a great distance away. How could you know people there? Well, you see, we didn't actually tell you the truth. I remember seeing your shoes. They were pitiful looking, falling apart. Actually, I just borrowed cousin Zeke's nasty Nikes that he lost in the back of his closet for 10 years. So they weren't worn out from walking? What about your moldy food? No, that food was the nastiest vegetables that we hid in the back of the fridge so Mom wouldn't make us eat them. So you tricked us! Sorry, but we thought we had to. We knew we could never defeat you on the battlefield. You couldn't just pray and ask God to save you. Our God is a God of mercy. Well, you didn't pray and ask God before you agreed to make peace
Make a peace treaty.
treaty. Are you any better than us?
All right, good job. I think that's the last one. Good job. So, good job. Y'all can go sit down. Y'all did awesome. So what did Joshua do wrong when he was making the peace treaty with the Gibeonites? He didn't pray, did he? He didn't ask God for wisdom to make that choice. We tend to think that technology and tablets, they're not in the Bible. And so it's easy to kind of think that they don't apply. But this stuff happened way back in the Bible. The Gibeonites tricked the Israelites. The Israelites weren't focused on God and weren't using God's wisdom, and they got tricked. The same is true when we're online. We got to be careful. I went back and there's a YouTube channel that I've enjoyed listening to. The guy's name is Destin Sandler, and he did a series on some of the technology stuff, and he interviewed some of the military generals, and he was talking about there's 5 different domains in war, and they just added 2 of them. So there's the land and the sea and the air. So you got your Army, your Navy, and your Air Force. But then he also said there's 2 more. There is the space domain, and then there's also the internet domain. That is a place where a lot of warfare between just criminals and also states are beginning to fight in the internet domain. So we're going to have to, this is no longer just a fun thing that you pick up. We have to use our wisdom that God gave to us and be careful what we're watching and what we're believing, and use that same wisdom. So I am kind of running out of time, so I'm just going to kind of fly through. There was one more story that I had about Hezekiah, and I thought it was really interesting. So I'm just going to kind of flip through it real fast. But if you want to go back and read it, it's in 2 Kings 18. So if you kind of flip through there, that Hezekiah was the king. He's the key of the story. He got sick. He wondered if he'd ever be well again. And people began to bring him gifts. I kind of like, there's Petunia the purple, gave him a blanket. And Gregory the green said, get well soon. And he brought him an orange vase and forgot the flowers. Then there's Oliver Orange. Got him a green box of mints. And so there's all those people. But then there was Isaiah came to him, and the king's thinking he's dying, and Isaiah comes to bring him a message. And Isaiah says, the king thinks when he walks in, he gets all excited. He says, do you have a message for me? And Isaiah said, look, it's time to get your things in order. You're going to die. So the king, he's devastated. He turns to the wall, and he begins to pray. And I kind of focus on this part, that he started to pray, and he actually asked God. So when we get bad news, there's that thing we need to pray again. But this one part I thought was interesting. As he's praying, Isaiah comes back and brings him. So there, God tells Isaiah, he says, look, I need you to go back and talk to the king again. I've changed my mind. Tell him in 3 days' time, I'm going to make it better. And so Isaiah goes back and he talks to the king and says, you've got another 15 years to live. Hezekiah says, yes, you've answered my prayer. And then he begins to think, and he says, wait a minute, this isn't all making sense. Because, were you wrong the first time, or what's going on? And really, he should have been thinking this was an answer to prayer. But Hezekiah says, look, can you show me a sign? And so I think this was the part that was really interesting to me. They start thinking about this piece of technology that they had in the courtyard, which to me, I mean, we take for granted. I mean, you pull out one of those and you look at it, and that's our piece of technology that we constantly check the time. Or there's one of those wicked evil things in the back that, goes faster really. There's a big one, and it just screams at you how much time you're past. But we kind of take those things for granted. But God says, look, which way do you want me to turn that? And Isaiah, he thinks for a minute, and he said, well, it'd be easier to turn it faster, but why don't you turn it backwards? We've never seen a clock go backwards. And God said, yes, let's do that. Isaiah says, God can do that. And so the king calls his people in, his servants, and he said, guys, go watch the clock out there. And they said, what are we looking for? And sure enough, as they're staring and watching at it, the shadow goes backwards. And so here's the thing. If God can make the shadow on an old-fashioned clock, which would have been, I assume, kind of new technology for them, if God can make that shadow go back, don't you think he can control your smartphone and your tablet? I don't know. I know there's many times that I've been working on a project at work, and, usually it's probably the Apple that's causing the problems. And I tend to forget that God can control this just as much. It's just a prayer away. And typically, you set it aside and pray, and you pick it back up, and you find the bug or whatever the problem was. But the same is true when we're sitting there at, we've had the same thing with Craigslist. You put something out on Craigslist, and then you start getting those people that are calling in, and they say, well, we need to verify you first. Well, thankfully, God has taught us that when they say they need to verify you, they're trying to steal your phone number. So God can give us, if he can control this sundial, he can control, and he can give us the wisdom that we need, or the tools that we need. The biggest thing that I was hoping that the kids would learn through this whole thing was that the rules of talking in person, like do not gossip or don't tell a lie, all those rules that we've come to know in church, they're no different from the internet world. We're supposed to not lie and not gossip. They all apply, and we tend to forget. We think those are different, but it's not. I thought it was really interesting, going back to Destin Sandler, where he was talking about those 5 different zones. One of the biggest things he said is, if we would just follow the Christian principles that we do in real life, it would solve so many of those battle things that are battling against us. There's people are putting lies out there. If we just verify the truth before we spread it, which is basically not gossiping, that defeats the whole thing that the enemies are trying to tell us, or trying to go against us. So I think I'd like to leave it at there. If there's anything I can leave on with you, if you could follow up with the kids as they're growing up, this is not something that's going to go away. This is something that's going to get more and more important. And as parents, we've got to enforce it. We've got to learn it ourselves first. And then we've got to teach the kids so that as they grow up, they can handle and shine their light, not just in this room right here, but across the internet with all these tools that we've got. So let's go ahead and pray real quick, and then we will dismiss with the song. God, thank you for giving us these cool stories and all the different cool things that we got to do this year. Thank you for the things that I've learned, and hopefully the kids have learned as well. God, I pray that you'd help us to stay focused on you, even when we're around the technology. Help us to learn how to teach the kids to use it properly. And I pray that you'd keep us safe as we go home, and bless the rest of the evening. I ask you in Jesus' name. Amen. Yes, we can sing. We had I Will Sing of the Mercies is what we had scheduled here. I can do. Do you want me to pass off a mic, or? Oh yeah, let's all stand.
I will sing of the mercies of the Lord forever. I will sing, I will sing, I will sing of the mercies of the Lord. Forever I will sing of the mercies of the Lord. And with my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness, thy faithfulness. With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness to all generations. I will sing of the mercies of the Lord. Forever I will sing. I will sing. I will sing of the mercies of the Lord. Forever I will sing of the mercies of the Lord.